Okay, so we're going to continue with printf, and I'm going to show you how to format your output so it looks more like a spreadsheet. So before we start that, we have to create a new class. Let's call it inventory. Okay, finish. So after we've done this, let's declare a few variables. So first, I will want to have a double variable for price of an item. So let's call this price1 and let's assign it some random value. Let's declare another price2 and again give it some value. Doesn't really matter what value you assign to it. And let's do a third one. Again, we're assigning some random value. Okay, so those are prices for, let's say, 3 different items, and for each item we maybe also want to keep track of how many items we have. So the number of items should be integer because usually we can't split the items. You imagine if you have a laptop, you have 10 laptops, you can't have 10.5 laptops. Or you might be able to do that, but not good. That half laptop will probably go to the garbage. So let's just declare a few more. And one for the third items, and we have a number of items 1, number of items 2, a number of items 3, 3 integer variables for the number of items. Let's try and print it out using the printf statement. So what we have here, let's say we first want to print the price. So the price is double. For double we use %f. Then let's also use, for the number of items, because it's an integer, we use %d. And let's add a new line here, just to make the output look nicer. So let's put here price 1, number of items 1. And let's copy and paste this line. And just modify this to be price 2 and number of items 2. Again, copy and paste and modify it to be number of items 3 and price 3. So let's run this. Okay, so we got something. It's not the best. We could have done the same thing with print line. So let's try and improve this. The first thing we can do is format the prices. The prices are double, that is their real numbers. So that's why we're using %f. However, we didn't specify any formatting for this. So let's say that we want the whole number to occupy 10 positions, and let's say we want to have 1 decimal point. So by adding this here, we have 10, the whole width of the numbers, that is the whole part, and the decimal point, and the decimal part occupy 10 positions. Of those 10 positions, 1 will be used for the decimal point and 1 will be used for the decimal part. Of course, we can always change this 1 to be 2 if we want 2 decimal points, or 3 if we want to have 3 decimal numbers after the decimal point, and so on. So let's just make all of this to be 10.1. And let's run the code, see how this is gonna look. Okay, so already we're getting something better. Now the prices are nicely indented on the right side, that is, they're right justified. They look pretty good, but the integers, or that is the number of items here, don't look really that good because they're left justified. And we can really easily fix that. So the next thing we want to do is just modify here where we have %d in each line and provide some other number. that is wide enough. So let's say, let's use 7. So we want the integers, number of items 1, 2, 3, each one to occupy 7 positions. Let's run it. Okay, so this looks wonderful now. Let's say we also want to add row names. So in each of these line, if we want to add row names, I'm going to put %s because the row name is a string. We're going to add %s in each line. And now we're going to add the name of the row right here before price 1, price 2, and price 3. This is a string, so let's say the first item is USB drive, maybe. The second item, well, let's say this is a cars. And the last item, let's say that's an iPad mini. Okay, so this looks good. Let's see how the output will look. Oh, it's not the best output. It's not what we really wanted to get. That is because for the strings, we didn't specify how wide they should be. So each string has a different length and that kind of messes up the output. So it's very easy to specify how many positions the string should occupy. Let's say each string should occupy 12 positions. Let's run it. And this looks way better now. But you know, row names are usually left justified, the strings, because it kind of makes them easier to read. So we can do that very easily. All we have to do is just add a minus sign here in front of this 12. Save it, run it again, and there you go. This looks very decent and very comparable to what you would get in a regular spreadsheet software. The only thing missing is the column names, and we can easily add that. So let's add one line before all of this with system.out.printf. So now the column names will again be strings. So, but let's say the one that is right above the row names, we don't want that column to have anything. So we'll start first saying %s, and %s because we have 3 columns. However, the first one, as I said, we don't really want it to have anything, so we can just specify a blank string there, an empty string. Then we can say the second one is price, so let's name it price. And the third one is number of items. Let's save this and run it. So as you can see here, we have string, string, and string. And they match. We have a string here, and string here. Let's run it. Okay, looks kind of better, but the column names are not nicely aligned with the columns they're representing. And why is that? Well, if you look at this line here, we didn't really specify the width of each string, and we can easily fix that. So the first one, we want it to be 12 characters because the row names are 12 characters. The second one, we want it to be 10 characters because the for the price we use 10 characters here. And the last one, we want it to be 7. The number of items, if we look at it, is actually 8 characters. So we're going to see what will happen with this one. We're using 7 because we use 7 here for the integers. So let's run it. Okay, and I missed the percentage sign here. Let's run it again. Looks better, but as I mentioned, this number of items has an extra character, or it's not nicely aligned with the whole column, and that happens because we specified here 7 characters when number of items is actually 8. So let's increase this, but if we increase that, we will have to increase the number of positions we use for representing the number of items. So let's use 9 in each one of these. Let's run it. And format. Okay, that looks very decent. It's really professional looking spreadsheet style. So that's all for this example. Thanks for watching.